Good afternoon, a very beautiful one at that. Welcome to Kaftan TV. And the program is The Polity. The Polity is where we take a look at topical issues, especially current issues that affect the Nigerian nation. Today, for the political parties, especially parties in the polity, well, let me mention PDP. These are uncertain times. These are very turbulent times. And people are wondering what is actually happening in the PDP. How did the party get to this level? So today, we are asking, is the PDP heading for an implosion? Because what happened yesterday was serious enough to cause the total collapse of a very strong party like the PDP if care is not taken. What is the way forward for the party that was sometimes the biggest in Africa? Some time ago, PDP was riding high. In fact, it was said at the time that PDP will rule for 60 years. Now PDP is seriously disintegrating. What are the causes of this, and how can the PDP get back on the path of rebuilding itself? Yes, the party will have to rebuild itself, but we are worried that the new national chairman of the party is calling on a foreign nation to come and help. We shall be looking at some of those issues. Are the issues in the People's Democratic Party intractable? Can't Nigerians solve the problem? Do we need an external force or power to instill sanity in our politics or body politic? So these are some of the issues that we shall be looking at on the program, The Polity, this afternoon. Welcome to the program. I am Shegun Ojelade. Now with me in the program, I'll be having three guests. The third one will join us via Zoom from Warri in the course of the program. But with me in the studio are two gentlemen. On my immediate right is Professor Aku Amberson. Prof is a lecturer and conflict resolution expert. Prof, I welcome you to the program.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be with you today.
Thank you very much. I must say that Prof got here far over 1 hour before this program started. You are a man of the words.
Well, thank God.
I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
And on my far right is also another gentleman. He came into quite early for the program. Thank you very much.
Pleasure, sir.
He is Ambassador Honorable Samuel Danjuma. He's an APC stalwart. He's in fact the North Central Zonal Coordinator of PAF. PAF represents Progressive APC Awareness Forum. I welcome you to the program.
The pleasure is mine.
Well, we're discussing the PDP. And you've had my introduction. These are very difficult times to me. But I want your view, Prof. What do you make of all this that is happening in the PDP lately?
What I see in the PDP today is a combination of forces who are strategizing towards 2027. Two, the issue of indiscipline in society is being rubbed off into politics today. People are not disciplined, and that is what happened. I watched it yesterday, and I saw big men fighting just like kids. It was a street fight. What came into my head was that, assuming 2-3 of them were armed, it would have been a bloody confrontation yesterday. But God took charge of the whole thing. But the issue of indiscipline, greed, is what is taking place now. Until we go back home. You know, discipline starts from the home. A disciplined home begets a disciplined state, and it's sent in a nation. if you are indisciplined, it continues in your life. And to be able to correct all the mistakes we made. Right from Babangida to this very time, Babangida had wanted a two-party state for Nigeria. People had fallen back and said, okay, let's just run 2 or 3 parties, like what they have in the US. Things by now would have taken root. But everyone wants a political party. Everyone wants to control a political party. Everyone wants to be heard. So these are the issues. People are, and you know, politics is a struggle to control resources and to ensure that you are relevant. Some people are in PDP and their leg is still in APC. So these are some, they are thinking of tomorrow, not now. So I saw the fight yesterday. It was a struggle, big men fighting, and I don't know what we're telling the younger ones there, that we're not disciplined, that we are selfish, or there is impunity among us and we can't correct ourselves, and or there is no order in Nigeria. That is exactly what I saw yesterday.
Okay, there was impunity, no order, and we cannot even control ourselves. Honorable, what are your opening thoughts? What do you make of what is going on in the PDP at the moment?
Let me start this way. I was a bit relaxed when you introduced our Prof as a conflict resolution expert, which is also, I'm also a student of peace and conflict resolution, so it makes it it's going to make the conversation more robust, because we are now looking at the root cause of the issue, not just the surface dressing. I'll start by saying it's high time Nigerians begin to understand that power is transit. We remember, like you said in your opening address, there was a time it was boasted in this country that PDP will be in power for 60 years. They only lasted for 16 years, and power is now in the hands of the APC. I want everybody to understand that I'm not an advocate for a one-party state. No. It will not help us. It will not help our democracy. Our democracy will grow when we have other parties, whereby in my ideology, I think the major issue we're having is we're having people who don't have ideology. They go into parties just to wrestle power at all costs. I remember in 2015, may the soul of my former boss rest in perfect peace, Chief Ojomaduike. He was a 2-time Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Secretary of the PDP, and also in 2015, he was the Secretary of the BOT of the PDP when this whole crisis started. And I remember that morning, I left Abuja as early as 5:30 in the morning, which you can't do now because of the level of insecurity. And by the time I arrived at Owerri as an advanced party, he arrived at Owerri at 2:30. And immediately I alighted from the plane and from the VIP, and he walked up to me. He said, "Sam," I said, "Sir, have you heard what is happening?" I said, "No, sir, I haven't watched the news." He said, "Alimodi Sharif, they said Alimodi Sharif is now the chairman of my party." I said, "What?" He said, "Oh, even you are shocked." I said, "Because I can't understand how did it happen." You know, the problem we have in this part of the world is, no matter what is happening, even if it is wrong, because some people are benefiting from it, they see it as it is the right thing. What happened yesterday in the PDP is something that everybody and every founding father, alive and dead, will be weeping, because this was not the idea behind putting the party together in the first place. Now, a few weeks ago, we had someone who was heading one of the faction had a confrontation with a young military officer in this country, and everybody became a lawyer. Everybody came to interpret how the young officer was going against was overstretching his powers as a military officer, was overstressing that he was not supposed to be guarding a private property. But we saw the same person in the middle of that same problem, now bringing in the same state actors to enforce a law of a party. Now, the state high court in Oyo and the federal high court in Abuja are courts of coordinate jurisdictions, and the last judgment is to be honored. The last judgment on Friday last week was that the convention should proceed. It's either you appeal it or you go back to the same court to strike it out. I want us to begin to look at things. We should begin to strengthen institutions, not people. And until we begin to strengthen institutions, we will continue having this issue. Institutions should be respected. Laws should be respected. We shouldn't be choosing which law to take and which law not to take. Now, the organ of the PDP, I was once a member of the PDP, so I had the PDP constitution, and the PDP constitution says the convention is the highest organ decision-making organ of the party. And that's why all of them were fighting that convention did not hold, because when the convention holds, whatever is agreed at the convention can only be altered at another convention. Now, the convention of the party has held. What they would have done was go into the same convention, contest for the same positions, and see to it that those you want win those positions, not destabilizing the system. Now, if today some people in the PDP are clapping for the headman in the FCT and his fashion, we should also remember that tomorrow, like the people in the PDP are crying today now that the APC is overstretching. We had a time in this country where PDP had 28 governors. Today they are struggling to hold even 10. And out of the 10, some are PDP in the morning, APC in the night. So if we continue like this, we'll keep having this issue. We should remember that this generation is growing. There was a time I was a baby in my father's house. Today I'm father of so many people, of my own children. Tomorrow, I'm in my early 40s. Tomorrow, I'll be also an old man. So if these elders do not see that power is transit, we begin to groom younger generations for a better future. What they are doing will damage this democracy even before it starts.
Okay. I think I will start from his last sentence. Because so many things have been happening. Many people have been saying so many things. I want to ask you, Prof, what is happening in the PDP? Does it portend any danger? You know, PDP is, let me say PDP is just one party. PDP is just one entity. PDP is not Nigeria. What is happening in PDP? Does it have the potentials of ruining our civilian administration, or our politics, or our democracy?
What I see in the PDP today is that it's an in-house thing, and I foresee maybe about 2-3 factions already. They may destroy themselves, but at the end, there's a BOT, and that BOT is a big voice for the PDP to still stay together. But I'm seeing a PDP that is going to find it difficult to even contest election in 2027, because the confusion is going to permeate right to the local government. Congresses may not be held in the states because of what they may hold congresses, but the unity, internal democracy has not taken root. They destroyed it after APC won election, and APC is the ruling party today. So many people moving from PDP to APC, they are the one creating this confusion that we're seeing. And those that have been expelled through the pronouncement that was made about 2 days ago. So they want to have a bite of what is their power. You know, politics is an investment. If you put in money there and it's not coming back, you know, you have to fight for it. All these street fighters, their aim was the issue of tomorrow, not what happened yesterday. They are thinking of
Prof, how will you react to the suspension that we had about 3-4 days ago? If you are looking for peace, was it the right step to have been taken?
From your point of view, there would have been negotiation. They would have called them and talked to them. But I think for quite a long time they've been having calling them, and I think they failed to understand. You cannot be in a party and be working with another party. So I just look at it, it's the issue of indiscipline. And if you want to bring sanity to PDP, you must expel some people. No one is too big to be in that party. If you are too big, you leave the party. You leave the party. It's the issue of indiscipline. That's what I look at the whole thing. Not because of my background as a soldier, but I look at the whole thing. If you want sanity, some people need to leave the party so that there will be sanity there. That is what I look at. I believe that it will bring courage, it will bring in new eggs, it will bring in new ideas to rebuilding the party. So it's a big problem. The issue of impunity, the issue of indiscipline, cutting across. No one can talk to you and correct you. No. Then who are you mentoring? Who are you mentoring as an elder? I look at our politics. We have so many transactional leaders. We are not thinking of development. If the issue of development comes in, we should be thinking of transformational leaders. Are they there in PDP? Like what Dajuma mentioned, we ideologically, where we bend. I was when I was coming, I look at China. China is stable because the Socialist Party there it's a big organization. They don't have parties. It's just like a one-party thing. But you must be elected into that socialist party. From there, they appoint the prime minister and the president. If we have something like that, we can collapse all these parties in Nigeria, and see what is happening in China. Maybe Nigeria will start developing. Okay. And the issue has been the issue of struggle for power, and that power is what? Control resources.
Okay. Thank you. Honorable Danjuma.
Yes, sir.
Prof has mentioned it now, and I think you too, slightly you talk about it, that the problem of PDP is the APC. That your party, the APC, is probably behind the problem that PDP is facing. Even though PDP has not really helped itself, there is one individual that has a very large following in the PDP that is working for APC to destabilize the PDP. Do you agree?
I beg to differ. I would agree that the problem of the PDP is caused by the APC. While I was talking earlier, I talked about my late boss, Chief Ojo Madueke. He was somebody who spearheaded the revival of the party, even till its last day on earth. And then party was supreme. We believe that the party should be supreme. Nobody is above the party. APC has no business with the internal affairs of the PDP. The PDP himself has a problem. And I agree with Professor where he said that some people has to be expelled. Nobody is bigger than the party. If you feel, because, okay, let me go back to 1999, when the PDP won through President Olusegun Obasanjo. There was an agreement of a government of national unity. That's why we have late Bola Ige served from AD, served under the PDP administration. And we saw that cost the AD every other state except Lagos State, where the present president was able to hold his ground. Now, in 2023, we did not see such agreement. So the PDP did themselves this harm. They would have expelled the present minister of the FCT long ago. Yeah. The minute he accepted appointment to serve under another government and be in another party, it is not done. See, let's call a spade a spade. This same minister, I remember, under late President Buhari, called the same my own party a cancerous party. That is better he stays in the PDP where it is just malaria than going to join the party where there's cancer. And today, you are benefiting from the cancerous party and you are not letting go of the PDP. You should choose where you want to belong. You can't force people to go with you. You either decamp from the PDP and become the member of the APC, so that I was once a member of the PDP. When I felt that the interest of my party and my interest, like Prof said, politics is all about interest, was not protected under the PDP, with what the likes of the president expelled acting chairman and the rest are doing. I felt the best thing to do was to leave the PDP and go to the APC. Now, if there was no APC, where would I have gone to? So one party state we are not right for one party state here, because we are power drunk, we are greedy set of beings, and having just one party state will lead us into anarchy. It is better we had the PDP in power in 2014, the APC defeated them. We had the PDP and the APC in 2019, the APC defeated them, and the same thing in 2023. So the APC has no business with what is happening. I think I've said it in different forums. I've written on most, because I write every other day, and I've said it is time for Mr. President to call the FCT minister to order. It's either you are doing your job as an FCT minister and a member of the APC, or you return back to the PDP and face party fighting for party issues. We should stop bending it. Nigeria belongs to all of us. This is all we have. Democracy, I was very young in the days of the military rule. I knew what it was like. My father told me stories how they had to queue up for long hours just to get money change, and my mother was in labor and all that. So I knew what it was, and that was under the former President Buhari. Right. So the stories I had were not palatable. I don't want another military rule. The worst of democracy is better than the best of military rule.
Okay, Prof, as a conflict resolution expert, the way PDP is today, don't forget that those people that were expelled, Wiki, Ayahu, and the rest of the legal man, the legal advisor, they are not small fry.
Yeah.
And they are not going to take it lying low. Do you think, because Yoruba people say that the board has perched on a line, on a rope, the board cannot have peace, neither can the rope have peace. Do you see them taking it lying low? I just say, just like one of the new members of the PDP leadership said that they are meddlesome interlopers. Do you see peace coming to the party as a result of that step? Or is there a way that even the worst of them can still be spoken with to come back to the house?
I think what PDP would have done, they would have still set up another reconciliation committee to invite all these people that have been expelled. A national secretary, you cannot just expel him like that. But I think maybe they committed some serious offenses, even just like the minister of the FCT. And this group, they failed, they were not happy about the whole thing and they expelled them. They would have still set up a small, maybe a 5-man committee to look into the crisis within the party and see how they can bring them back to the main fold. Or they can become people who are ready to, they can walk and destroy the party. When you are angry and they throw you out like that, you can still destroy the party. So, and these are seasoned politicians. Some are senators, some that have held strategic appointment as ambassadors. You cannot just throw them out like that. It was a wrong thing, but possibly they wanted sanity in the party. Yes, but they would have still, there is negotiation in politics. They would have called them, get some mature people that this will respect, and let them talk to them.
Okay.
Call them to order, plead with them. It's not difficult to call them because we're all Nigerians. But like what I keep telling people, the problem has been because of ego. Yes, you're a big man today. You feel no one can talk to you. But and then investment in politics in Nigeria, we're using a lot of money to buy people, to bring in people to our party, and that is a big problem. Those cross-capital to APC, they feel they are going to be a threat to them because they are rebuilding APC. And it's the same, I keep telling people that the APC today has so many PDP there, and AD, ACN, they're all SDP, they're there. There are so many of them. And Nigerians, because of this indiscipline, you see them cross-capital. When they know that they won't get an appointment, they just move quickly to another party. And that is it's not fair. It's not integrity. People will look at you as if you are not a man of integrity. You are not a man of character. If you are a man of character, you respect your party and stay there. That's why you see the Republican in the US is a Republican for life. A Democrat is a Democrat for life. And if we can do that here in Nigeria, things will begin to work well.
Okay. But
you move from PDP to APC, after 4 years, you move back to PDP. That is these are street fighters. They are street fighters.
Okay. This decampment from PDP to APC, it is happening every day. People are decamping in droves. In fact, a governor would have decamped maybe today, if not for the incident that happened to
2 days ago.
The children in Kebbi. I mean, I'm talking about of the Taraba State
Governor.
And that is a very huge number. The speaker of that state had already gone. PDP has lost many governors, and there are others that are. Won't that kill the party? Before 2027, who will remain in the party if things continue the way it is going?
Ideology, again, matters a lot. Prof made an example of in the US, you're a Democrat for life, you're a Republican for life. But in this part of the world, because democracy is just 26 years, we are trying to infuse ourselves. I was in the PDP for over 2 decades, and I discovered that as a progressive-minded young individual,
so you two have
I was not getting what I wanted there, so I had to move to the progressive family. Now, you talked about governors from the PDP moving, because according to our constitution, you have to be a member of a political party to be able to stand election. Now, and as a candidate of any political party, your name has to be submitted by the chairman of that party and the secretary. These two have to be elected at a convention for INEC to honor such submissions, whereby, because it's possible if a caretaker committee, for instance, submits your name and you win that election, you can be thrown off in the court. So most of the people switching from the PDP to the APC, most of them are governors looking for second term, and they are saying that if I remain in the PDP, I might end up not even getting nomination because of the rumbles going on in the PDP. And that's why I talked about at least having 2 parties, 2 strong parties, the APC, my own party, and the PDP, so that there can be alternatives when you have issues like this. I don't want to dwell more on the PDP crisis, because one, I'm not a member of the PDP, so I shouldn't be promoting another political party at the expense of mine.
So that
but
you don't do anti-party.
Yes, so that I won't be seen as someone doing anti-party. But the truth is, PDP can still put their house in order. See, party is supreme. One individual cannot be more than the party. You either sell your ideas to the people, they buy it, and if they don't, lobby them, not forcing it down their throats. These are elderly people. These are former ministers. The present chairman of the PDP is one time a former minister. He was, even, to make it even sweet, he was also a minister with Wike. Yes. Under the Jonathan administration.
Yes.
He was even a senior minister. Wike was the Minister of State. So there's this hierarchy, there's this egoistic conflict that is happening, that people are not. These guys are not fighting for the betterment of the downtrodden. They are fighting for their interest. Yeah. So the earlier Nigerians begin to see this and begin to call these people to order. I think what the PDP should do now is, expression has been done at the convention. According to our constitution, there's freedom of association. You can now apply to want to be members of the PDP, and if your application is accepted, why not? You can, because truly some people in the APC today, I bet you if it doesn't go their way, the next minute they are off again back to the PDP. We have someone in the APC today that will tell you in the morning he has seen the lights in the PDP, at night he's back to the APC in darkness. I think for the few days now he has not gotten an appointment. We're a bit calm. Elections will soon come again. He will start making talking again. So we should begin to grow people with ideology. I tell people, while I was growing up, then I read about, because I wasn't born in days of Obafemi Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Tafawa Balewa. These were role models that we read about and we want to be like today. I mentioned something that people always come for me when I say it, that one of my major political role model is the former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello. And people say, why? Yes, I accept Yahaya Bello as a role model for these reasons. He's courageous. He has this dogged spirit. He was able to come into Kogi politics and he defined the political climate of Kogi, giving my own generation a seat on the table. Before he came into power, the best we got were alien boys and sitting outside when the leaders. But today, there's in the State House of Assembly, I think the oldest is no more than 45 years. So that means he's somebody that I look up to. He might have his personal problem. Even the Tafawa Balewas we're talking about, they had their issues. They were not perfect. Yeah. But politically, I see someone who can come in and change the status quo. That is what I look up to. That is what I think we should be doing now.
Thank you. Now, to expel Wike from the PDP will be a costly decision, or it is a costly decision. Yes. Wike has crowd. Wike has clout.
And he has spent a lot for PDP.
And he has spent a lot for PDP. Don't also forget, he has huge followings, including governors, senators, and House of Reps members. So in one clean sweep, people say you cannot just will or wish away Wiki like that. So if genuine peace, Prof, now, if PDP is looking for genuine peace, you cannot, with the stroke of a pen or popular acclamation like it was done at that convention, to wish some of them away. If they did what they did, they must find a way to begin to talk to themselves again, because who knows how many governors are in favor of Wiki. In fact, some of those that were some governors at the convention were telling them that this is not right. How many more are outside there? Even people, ordinary members of the party, that are still sympathetic to some of them. That's why I am asking, is it right to just wish all of them away like that if you are looking for peace?
If you are looking for peace at this stage, like what I've mentioned, you need to have a 5-man committee either to do reconciliation, and if you want to be hard, like politics today, want to be hard about it, just expel them and damn the consequences. They've spent their money to build the PDP. When PDP had crisis, Wiki had a lot of money that time, and all of them they were dependent on him. So if you look at the money he was taking care of all the power blocks within the PDP, it's going to be a madness for them if they just throw him away. But that's what I'm saying. There should be a need for a 5-man committee made of elder statesmen, that they will genuinely look at those that have been expelled. They contributed a lot for rebuilding Nigeria and bring them back silently. But you know, politics in Nigeria, there is corruption already into the system. So many people are deeply involved. The money they bring in, we don't know where it comes from. Yes, it's still the same government money that is being used. And we have too many recycled politicians in Nigeria. Who are they mentoring today? The younger ones, they look at what happened yesterday, they will not be happy to go into politics. Because they saw street fighters like what I saw yesterday. And I quickly lamented in my spirit. I said, assuming some of them were armed yesterday, there would have been bloodshed in Nigeria. When we're fighting internal security crisis, there are crises within the land that we would not be able to contend. Then politicians are creating another war front for us. But you know, politics is another war. Yes, the better one who can control it, yes, he has that upper hand. But we have to be very careful.
Okay.
Respect begets respect. If I cannot honor you today, and you become president tomorrow, you can't honor me. So, and majority of them are thinking of what to get from the politics. Stomach infrastructure.
Okay. The program is The Polity. We're looking at the crisis within the PDP, whether PDP will go into, we implode some of the issues that we're looking at. We'll take a short break now. We'll be right back. For staying tuned to Kaftan TV, to the program The Polity. Before we went on that break, we were talking about whether the PDP should expel, as they have done, Wiki and the rest of them, and damn the consequences. My guest in the house, Honorable Danjuma, wants to quickly contribute to that before we move on.
If the PDP is serious, like I said earlier, I'm not supposed to be marketing or giving them solution to their problem. They should expel the minister and every other person that has been expelled and damn the consequences. Forget about 2027. Come together, restructure their party, and prepare for future elections. And I welcome the minister into my party. With all the governors that are coming, they are welcome, and they should come and also try their popularity within the party. It's today. The minister he has said it repeatedly by himself that
and they are hugely popular.
Whatever he is today, he was made by the PDP. So if today, after being made by the PDP, this is the best way to pay back the PDP, what they did yesterday is it's a disgrace, it's a shame, it's a spit on the faces of our founding fathers who founded that party, and I think party remains supreme. You could see the APC where I belong. You could see the relatively.
Let me stop you there. Let me stop you there. Prof, it's a disgrace. It's unheard of. It's uncalled for. A sacrilege, Abi? Yeah. Good. Is it enough for the new chairman of the party, person of Sabine Turaki, SAN, to have called on the United States government to come and invade Nigeria, save our politics, save democracy? Is it right? As things degenerated to that level in this country?
If you do that as a former senator or a leader in a party, that means you are saying clinically that Nigeria is a failed state. So I don't think this is the right thing for him to have done that. Nigeria is a good country, and I believe that with negotiation, with goodwill among the leaders, things can begin to work properly. Like what I keep saying, we need to look for leaders who are ready to rebuild this nation. But courageous leaders, leaders who are servant leaders, leaders who think uprightly, leaders who are not greedy, leaders who are not self-centered. And that has been the problem in Nigeria. Our leaders have been self-centered, and they are not thinking of how to rebuild our nation, just fighting for all what we have in the land for their own personal use.
Thank you.
So that's a big minus for us. Yes, we don't need foreign intervention.
Thank you, sir. I'm being told now that my third guest, who is joining us from Warri in Rivers State,
Delta,
is in the house. He is Comrade Emmanuel Odafe Igbini. Comrade Igbini is a public affairs analyst. He's joining us via Zoom. Comrade, I welcome you to the Polity. It's been a while. Hello, comrade. Can you hear me? Okay. Let's go straight into your comment on the program. How will you react to what is going on in the People's Democratic Party today? Does it make you, as a Nigerian, happy about the development of our democracy? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, what do you make of what is going on in the PDP today? Okay. Well, while we're still trying to sort out the issue of his network, let's continue with the program. Prof, let me allow you to continue.
Okay, like what I said, Nigeria needs leaders who are sincere, who are ready to work for the development of this nation. Leaders who are selfless, leaders who are transformational in their thoughts, who are creative in trying to bring the issue of insecurity that we have now, leaders who are ready to sort out the issue of insecurity. Because if there is peace in the land, there will be development, there will be investment. Foreign investors will come to our nation. But if there is not peace, you cannot even visit your village when you know there is not peace. So these are the indices. We need to ensure that there is security in Nigeria. If we have that, then the polity itself to be secured. Because if there is insecurity, the politicians will not be able to play their politics. Like what they did yesterday.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Prof. Now, Honorable Danjuma, that call on the US, I'm still on that. Was it called for?
I said earlier that we need patriotic leaders and patriotic followers. It has to do with patriotism. That call was not necessary. The issue within the PDP was not enough to call for external interference, knowing that from few weeks ago, the U.S. president was talking about invading the country because of the issue of insecurity, and that was because of the wrong interpretation that he got about what is actually happening within the country. The president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is enough to look into these issues and call the needed parties to order and say, no, I fought for this democracy in 1993. I almost lost my life in the process of this, and I will not be the one in power today and watch what we suffered for go down the drain. There was no need for calling for external interference. This was an internal party crisis, and there was no, I don't even see why both of them needed to have that meeting yesterday. It would have been better for them to allow the expelled members to do whatever they wanted to do yesterday, leave the party secretariat. Today, they would have gone to do theirs or a day next. But because in this country, there's a lot of impunity. People feel that I can do anything and walk away with it. And when you see elders who are supposed to be role models do things like this, it calls for question. So the call was uncalled for. We don't need international interference in our political circle. This is purely a PDP internal crisis. PDP has an internal crisis mechanism. They should handle it. You can't see this happen in my party, the APC, because we have a robust internal crisis managing mechanism whereby we resolve our issues. And the people felt that by the time our former party chairman left, our party was going to explode. But you could see that even there's more restive peace within the APC, and people, we are having more people coming into the APC because people want to be where there is peace, and people want to be where their interest is protected. So PDP should handle their issue internal and not call in foreign interference. We are not interested in that. We don't need that at this time of our democracy. Our democracy is thriving, and we'll do everything according to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the Constitution of their parties to see that there's peace. Because when there's peace, there's development. When there's peace, the country will move forward.
Okay, that's what many people have been saying since the PDP chairman said that because you are having problem in your party does not mean the whole of Nigeria is on fire. If Trump comes in now, is he coming to intervene in the affairs of PDP or lump PDP, APC, ADC, LP together to intervene, or what is the problem? If we are having insecurity issue, okay, we agree, but our economy is improving, does not call for crisis. People are still going about their normal businesses. So if the bombs come from America now, will it land on our train or even land on our airport that is functioning? So I think I want to agree with the two of you that the APC new chairman did not get that right.
PDP.
On that, the PDP chairman didn't get that right. Okay, now let's move on. I asked the question earlier, and let me ask it again. From what you are seeing happening to PDP, and indeed some of the other parties, ADC, well, many of those that showed face earlier don't even know whether they are in the party or they want to leave. Until yesterday, when we had the chairman of the party, former Senate president, say they are doing this, they are doing that now. But many things have cooled down within the ADC. And then the LP, when we talk about those ones, they too are having their own internal challenges too. With all this that is happening within the political parties, is Nigeria's democracy is in danger? Prof.
Nigerian democracy is not in danger. As I look at it, we are going through crisis. Yes, naturally, if you don't go through crisis, you discover that a problem can be ripe into a solution for you. We can go through a crisis, and that crisis will lead us to a better result tomorrow. So, if we look at nations like Nepal, Libya, Sudan, it should make us to sit back and think properly like human beings. All the crises, look at Sudan today. Sudan has been partitioned. Libya, the same thing. After Gaddafi, Libya is almost completely destroyed. Nepal, a revolt took place in Nepal just about 2 months ago.
2 months ago.
So our leaders have to be very careful, because some of us who are looking at the issues going on, the fear now is the issue of revolution. We don't want a revolt. If there's a revolt against the leadership, it's going to create more chaos for our people. I know the present ruling party has so many economic policies, issues that they've introduced, and they will take some time for us to enjoy the benefit of what is being introduced. You must go through teething problems to become a better nation. And I think what APC is doing, it will need some time to allow these policies to become workable policies that will bring in results for our nation. So I don't think democracy is in crisis in Nigeria.
Okay.
We are just going through the crisis, and they will fizzle out.
Okay. Now, I remember, though I wasn't that too young, this was how politicians of that era were shouting hoax, calling on military to come. We are not calling on the military now. It is US that we are calling on now. Are you not worried, Honorable Danjuma?
In conflict resolution, we see conflict from two ways. There is the outcome of conflict, and we see peace as positive and negative in one way. Now, out of crisis, the desired outcome will be to the benefit of the people. I think that's what we are going through now. We are transiting from what we used to do. See, one thing is constant change, and change is painful. Instead of calling for the American, like Prof said, if you look at Libya, you look at Sudan, you look at Afghanistan, you look at Iraq, you look at Israel and Palestinian war, the Hamas war, you look at Lebanon, it should be someone who has something wrong upstairs to call for invasion within this country. You said something, so when the bombs begin to come, the bombs will know who is a Christian or is a Muslim, the bombs will know who is a Yoruba or is an Hausa or is even an Igala like I am. The bombs will hit everywhere and there will be chaos. At this point, we don't need foreign interference. This administration under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has introduced a lot of economic policies that are beginning to mature. As of yesterday, we heard that our foreign reserve is about $47 billion. This is the highest in the past 17 years. 17 years. 17 years. Yes. The last time we had this was in the time of the Obasanjo and the coming in of Yar'Adua and Goodluck Jonathan, and they began to feast on our reserve and brought us to almost 0.0. So this shows that we are improving. In January, the new tax laws is coming into being, and I tell people, for the masses, is a win-win for us, because most of what we at that level participate in will not be taxed. Farm products will not be taxed. For you to be taxed, there's a level of income. That means anybody whose salary is less than 500,000, you won't be taxed. People, for you to be taxed, your salary should be above $1 million, 1.5, and even at that, it's in ratios. Yeah. It's not fixed that what somebody paying 10 million is paying, that's the same thing you pay. And as business people, for your businesses to be taxed, you have to have a turnover of 50 million. 50 million, yes. Before it was 25, but now it has to be 50 million. So there are a lot of things in this. It's just that, see, there's a lot of this problem that they won't want people to really understand that these policies are there to better the lots of the people. And Nigerians should begin to see and give the APC all the support for a better Nigeria.
Allow me to just pause you there, because our guest in Warri, we learned that his network is behaving now. Comrade, Sorry for all the troubles, the network wahala. Yeah, I hope we got it right this time around. Now, how will you react to what is going on within the PDP now? Does it portend any danger for our democracy?
Not really, because PDP has not changed. This has been the behavior of PDP right from 1999. All through Obasanjo's time, you remember, where PDP will nominate a candidate for governorship or presidential, as the case may be. And just like that, the next minute you are going to hear that PDP has dropped that person. Even the president, as a matter of fact. Recall what happened at Port Harcourt, when then Governor Peter Odile was in fact set to go to be the candidate of PDP. And what happened? It took only an Obasanjo to come down to Port Harcourt at the Liberty Stadium, Lekahia, to tell Obasanjo and then Sikarotimi Amechimi that your case has a K-leg. And that was the end of it. You know, so PDP has been this kind of political party. Let me just tell Nigerians, I'm not just a public commentator. I was a governorship candidate in my state, People's Redemption Party, on 3 occasions. In 2007, I was there with Udwan, Ogboro, and the rest of them, vying for that position. And when that election was annulled in 2010, I was also in the race, in the rerun election. And then in the 2011 election, I was also state chairman of my party for many years under the late Barabe Musa. So what I'm trying to say is that I understand all that has been happening. In fact, for a very long time, I've been asking, with PDP internal crisis, every year the National Assembly, because of PDP rascality, with due respect, you know, within them, the National Assembly will go and start amending our electoral act. Every time they misbehave, the electoral act will be amended in order to accommodate, in order to pump PDP. So I kept asking, if we are running a multi-party democracy, and one political party is not playing by the rules, what is the big? Can that political party be excluded from the election? It's just like what happened in the Rivers State in 2007, when the Rotimi issue came up and the Obasanjo said his case has a K-leg, and then suddenly the Supreme Court came out and said, well, even though Rotimi Amechi did not run as governorship in the campaign, but the fact that the way and manner he was pushed out is unlawful, and therefore the mandate should be given to him. A man who did not go about to campaign was made governor of Rivers State. What my position then was is that, look, what the Supreme Court ought to do is to sweep up the whole of PDP out of that election and then decide for the other political party, the second best, and then become. But you see, we have pampered PDP for too long.
Okay.
Now, coming to what happened yesterday, let me say, before I came, I made it clear. And I told my very good friend and brother, yes, Wike, I sent the message out. I said, all this quarrel you are seeing, Wike, Shea Makinde, Bala, Mohammed, all these governors who are now fighting themselves and disgracing the entire country as I yesterday, that all they are doing is that they are only struggling to capture. Each one want to capture PDP that is already dead and hand over to Tinubu in 2027, and then the expectation for a reward. What do I mean? Look, I play the politics. The way PDP is now, the APC wants PDP dead, even though it's already dead, but formally dead. Now, Wike has said, look, I want to deliver for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He didn't pretend about it. And for him to deliver with me, he has to capture PDP and deliver PDP to Tinubu. Now, Shea Makinde is coming out to say, no, I will be the one to capture PDP and hand over to Tinubu, so that Tinubu will also reward me. Bala Muhammad do the same thing. What I'm telling you is that I have said it again. I posted it before I came for this program. That mark my word, Shea Makinde will deliver Oyo State to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bola Ahmed will deliver Bauchi State for President Tinubu. All this one they are just doing is who will not be the one to deliver, so that they will get reward. It's not about PDP. PDP is dead. As of today, PDP does not exist at all.
Okay.
Just take it.
Okay. Now, I will still stay with you. I will still stay with you. You saw what happened yesterday at the PDP Secretariat, and because of the immediately after, the new chairman of the party, Saminu Turaki, SAN, came out and announced to everybody, calling on the U.S. government, Donald Trump, the president of the U.S., to come and intervene in what is going on in Nigeria. What is your reaction to that?
Laughable, with due respect to the SAN. Ridiculous. Let me tell you, my brother, let me say something that will shock so many Nigerians. Your country, my country, is not governed by whoever sits there as the president of Nigeria. Take it from me. Those running the Federal Republic of Nigeria, they are there at the White House and 10 Downing Street. And they have their eyes in Nigeria from the office of the U.S. Embassy in Abuja and then the British Embassy in Abuja. Take it from me. I always tell people, I say, look, when you are talking about
wow, we lost it. We lost him again.
Yeah.
He'll be back. Network again. Yes. Well, before the network messed up, you were hearing him. He was talking about those who govern Nigeria, even though I don't agree with him. They're in New York and London. Now, how much of Nigeria, as a politician and a member of the APC now, how much of Nigeria is in the hands of Nigeria? Because people say that, just like he has said, those that are enjoying our oil are abroad. Those that are enjoying our mineral resources are in our bushes. How much of Nigeria do Nigerians control?
You know, the narrative out there is exactly what he's saying. If I want to follow what he said, before we lost, the network went off.
Yes.
I also will be laughing when someone will say he has played in the politics and he's now saying that Nigeria is being controlled from the White House and from 10 Downing Street in the UK. No, that's not true. Nigeria is being controlled by Nigerians. Nigeria is in the hands of Nigerians. What we lack are patriotic leaders and patriotic followers. We should begin to take responsibility of this country. I'm someone who advocates, because I'm an advocate for peace and good governance, I advocate for stronger institutions, not humans. Because time will pass, these humans will fade off, but stronger institutions, which is what other countries of the world we are seeing that are doing well are practicing, will stand the test of time. I'll give you an example. Today in China, if you are convicted for corruption, they kill the person. Yeah. It hasn't stopped China or government officials from committing corruption. Some few weeks ago, a senior government official was executed. That did not stop it. It has to do with people who tell themselves at this point, this country belongs to us. Let's do everything humanly possible to see that this country works for the betterment of all of us. I look at Aliko Dangote when he was having the issue with his refinery. He said his friends told him not to invest in Nigeria, but he feels that Nigeria is ours. If I don't invest, no one else will invest. That's the kind of mentality I have. I tell people that today, we buy Italian shoes because Italian citizens believed in their manufacturers. We should begin to believe in ourselves. We should begin to believe that Nigeria belongs to us. Nobody's coming from anywhere to come and save us. We are going to save ourselves. Let's take our destiny into our hands. Legally, I didn't ask people to go carry arms. Legally, see something, say something. You see, issue of insecurity, it's something that is not hidden. There's no, see, I tell people that we should begin to strengthen our traditional institutions. Before now, for any stranger in any locality, the king is aware. And how is the king aware? He has his ears on the ground. Now, when these people come around these localities, you notice that the commerce of that places increases. So as someone who is security conscious, you begin to find out, what do these people do? Your neighbor doesn't go out in the morning, he goes out only at night. You can make one or two findings. What kind of job does this person do? You notice that there's insecurity of you begin to, people should take responsibility. I don't believe that Nigeria is being run from abroad. No, Nigeria is being run from within, and is being run by Nigerians.
Okay. Now, thank you for that great motivational speak. Now, Prof. Oh, okay. Zoom guest is back. Okay, let's quickly allow him to finish his point. Okay, comrade. Okay, good. Sorry about that again. Now, please continue with your thoughts on the call by the new leader of the APC
PDP
for America to come and save our democracy. PDP. Yes.
I said that couple. What? I made the point that our country is run by those at number 10 Downing Street and the White House. You may not like it, but that is the truth. You can never be president of if you are not endorsed by number 10 Downing Street and the White House. All these things we do, we call them election at the level and of certain strategic states. It's just for mere formality. I'm telling you, who has made the politics and all those people who are taking bigger interest in global politics, America, for so many years. Some years ago, under, I think, Jonathan, when there was mass protests, and the late also late Barabe Musa Matida, you know they were targeted gas by the police. It's past. Do you know who came to their rescue? Look, let's be sincere for ourselves. This is not being governed by any nation. Take it from me. Why do you think that whenever there is going to be a presidential election, the so-called leading candidate are invited to London? What do you call it? Chatham House or Chatham's House? Oh, why do you think they go there? Why do you think they have to go there? Because they want to convey the Downing Street as to what politics and that will not hurt the interest of their own country. I work for a multinational, one of the leading multinational companies in Nigeria. Look, your country, whoever is the president, is only being respected by the Prime Minister of UK, the President of France, and the rest, because of your oil. It does not matter who that person is. Pick anybody, pick a non-entity and make that person President of Nigeria today. The same President of US, the same Prime Minister, the same President of France. They will still we must have politics and this. Nigeria is not just one of those countries, please. Nigeria is still starting to know.
Okay.
For total energy from my depend on your country and whatever you do. Let me tell you, they know our country more than we know our country. Do you know how they get information about Nigeria? Do you know? When they say FBI is everywhere in Nigeria? Do you know? What I'm trying to say here is that, you see, all this insecurity we are talking about in the northeast across the country, if number 10 Downing Street and White House want to put an end to it today, they don't need to seek permission from anybody because they control this. They have allowed this insecurity to continue and to get to this extent to protect it. Take it from me.
Okay. Thank you very much, comrade. Even though the network is still not very clear, but we're able to pick one or two things from what you are saying. Thank you very much. I'll come back to you shortly. Now, Prof, he spoke about patriotism, and you've been stressing it since the program started. Now, when you talk patriotism, who are we actually talking about? Is it the people on the streets, or those that are the helms of affairs? You know, because if you say if you are looking for, they say it is the leadership. Leadership is our problem. In fact, some people will tell you that the leadership is irredeemable. In fact, some people will say, let's do away with all of them. Let the youths come. Who are the better of the two? The leaders or the followers?
The issue of patriotism is all encompassing. If we look at our Nigerianness, you are in Nigeria. I should be able to relate with you. Yes, you are in Nigeria, but you are from the Yoruba district. You should be able to do things correctly. You should love this nation without looking back. Because when there is emphasis that, oh, I'm Igala, I'm Nizom, I'm Yoruba, this one, it doesn't make sense. In the US, an American in Florida believes he's an American, black oil. Mm-hmm. So they respect the laws of the nation. If you're a patriot, you can be a cleaner. You're doing things excellently to ensure that the nation grows. You don't cut corners. A patriot is a patriot. Both a leader and a follower. We should be able to build that character. The character starts from the home. And that makes things work for us. We cannot say only the leaders. No, everybody is fully involved in patriotism. And that means all of us must be disciplined. We must respect the laws of our country. That makes us Nigerians.
Okay.
Yes.
I think we should be talking to ourselves as a youth now. You are a youth leader in your party. What is the message that you are passing to them so that their generation will be a shade above this present generation of crop of politicians that we have? Because the way things are now, people believe that it must not continue for long.
I will take us back to 2012. There was a bomb blast in Malali in Kaduna. And then I was working with a former minister of state for power. I won't mention his name. And on our way back, because we had to rush back to Abuja, we had a conversation. And in the course of the conversation, we're talking about the insecurity. And I said, I don't blame our present leaders for the insecurity. I blame my own constituency, the younger generation. And he was very interested in that conversation because a younger generation was blame. And he said, why? And I said, because we are not asking the right questions. If we ask our fathers that if our grandfathers did what they are doing to Nigeria today, would that be a Nigeria for them to loot? That was the end of the conversation till today. So my message to my constituency is, let's begin to ask the right question. Nigeria belongs to all of us. We are stakeholders in the Nigerian project. If you look at the demography of this country, the youth and the younger generation has the largest demography. That means a young man can stand and run for president, and within our ranks, we can win elections. We should begin to see ourselves as leaders. We should begin to see ourselves as stakeholders. We should begin to do things that will promote us, not involving in crime and in criminality. When you look at talks for elections, a younger generations to begin to ask these people questions. When you come to tell them to become talks, ask them, are your children going to be the leaders of these talks? If they are not going to be, then you don't need to be a talk, because according to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I am qualified educationally and otherwise to run for President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria at my age, according to my qualification. So therefore, I should see myself as someone to have a say on the table, not someone to be sent to scatter the table. I always say something. It takes a child whose paternity is in question to see his father's house on fire and point the left finger. In the coming elections, let the young generation begin to ask our leaders, what do you have for us? How are you going to create employment for us? How are you going to secure our country? Begin to ask vital questions, not how do I make quick money or how do I put things on fire. The younger generation should take a place and take a stand and ask the right questions in the next elections.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't know if Comrade Igbini is still there. Yes, Comrade, as we begin to close the program now, I want you to look at what is happening in the PDP and extrapolate that to the other parties, and then what is the hope for 2027 election? If the PDP, the way it is going, like you said, that if care is not taken, they may not put up a good showing in 2027, and some of the other parties too don't seem to be doing well. What do you see will happen in 2027?
Not it myself. I've said that continuously since 2 years ago. The very day immediate past INEC chairman announced then Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in quote, winner or president-elect, that very day, Tinubu became president for 2 terms. Finish. Nobody can stop it, not because it is Tinubu. That is the trend in Nigeria. Once you are a president, you are entitled to 2 terms, and you get it. Whether you perform, you don't perform, it doesn't matter. After all, Buhari did 2 terms. He did not perform work. He did. You come to state level, the same thing. Some governors do their 2 terms with the entitlement. Once you have been announced governor-elect or president-elect, in fact, it is not part of our tradition yet, our electoral tradition, that an incumbent president who is also interested in a 2nd term, that he or she will not get the 2nd term. No, it won't happen. It not going to happen. As I'm saying, worry. Just forget them. The rest are just mere formalities. The table is up to 2031. If it were somebody else, maybe article in 2023, the same thing I would have said. If it will be the same thing. Once you are pronounced president-elect, and people were running there, you remember when we said, oh, they are going to Supreme Court, Tinubu will be removed. I told them, I said, look, the moment INEC has pronounced anybody president-elect, no Supreme Court of Nigeria would upturn that. We are not mature to that level. This is not America, I beg you. So Tinubu, no shaking for him. Carry go.
Okay. Now, your final word on this program as we close it. Now, I want you to advise our politicians generally, because of this call for foreign intervention. Let it not be that some of them, like some old politicians did in 1983-84, inviting the military to intervene. Let it not be that is what some people are trying to do from the back door now.
Well, when you say politicians, I keep asking the question, who is that politician in quote? How do we identify a politician? The fact that you are not playing partisan politics does not mean that you are not a politician. You could be a banker, you could be a media person, you could do those things. So what you should be thinking about is real patriotism. Let me say and say it again. Take it very, very seriously. Anyone who wants to get Nigeria working again, please sit on the table with the White House and the number 10 Downing Street and have a sincere discussion. Out of this blessed country, your interest will be protected in this area, your interest will be protected in the other area. I am telling you, once that is achieved, no shaking. Do you know why countries like UAE are progressing to today? What do you call it, Qatar, Saudi Arabia? You think it's just Americans are there, British are there. It's just understanding. But if we say we can do it alone, and one other thing I must tell people, you see, this all crisis, insecurity, we are missing the point. It is not kinetic. The solution is simple. I know it. Look, you have neighbors. These terrorists come from this country. How far have you taken care of those neighboring countries so that they can help you block those terrorists? You see, the way we are going about this thing called Nigeria, others can go to hell. They won't go to hell. Rather, they'll get everybody to go to that hell together, including Nigeria. So we can't fix it until our neighbors are happy with us, but they are not happy with us yet. Niger is not happy with us. The other neighboring countries are not happy with us. In what area? In the petroleum sector. That is the key to Nigerian success for peace and progress. But the moment we decide to be selfish about it, we go hear Pepe.
Okay. Thank you very much, Comrade Emmanuel Odafe Igbini, for joining us on the program. Network has not been too fair to your participation today. Well, we apologize for that. I want to wish you the very best of luck for being part of today's program. Thank you very much, and regards to the family.
God bless.
Now, Prof, your final word on the program with all that we've been talking about. Nigeria belongs to every one of us, and people say we must try as much as possible to keep it united and safe. Play politics by the rule. Your final word, Prof.
My final word, Nigeria belongs to all of us. We need to be patriotic, we need to be disciplined, we need to have a very strong armed forces, and armed forces that will bring security to our land. We don't need all these crises that are engulfing and destroying our country. If we have a good armed forces, there will be peace in Nigeria. So my conclusion, my own thought, my thinking is that we need to have a good armed forces. If an armed forces that is not politicized, an armed forces that respects the presidency, we've already started hitting the polity, and that is exactly how we're going to continue. Good governance is going to suffer because of that. So we need accountability from our politicians. We should be able to ask them questions. What have you done with the money? They had just presented budget for 2026. Yes, we need to see projects on the ground. Projects that will reduce unemployment, projects that will reduce crisis at the local level, especially local government. That's why the third tier of government is very key to the stability of this nation.
Okay.
So
Thank you
so much.
Honorable Danjuma, your final word.
I want to differ a little from what Prof said. Yes, we need a strong armed forces, no doubt about that. But we should know, according to our constitution, that the armed forces are to secure our sovereignty and our territorial borders. What I will advocate is to do massive recruitment in the Nigerian police force, equip them, train them to the present reality of security. We had a few days ago that the president has approved the forest guard. There should be massive employment in the forest guard. Train them, equip them. The local vigilantes should also be trained and well equipped. With all this, intelligence gathering should be top notch. I'm happy with what the present DG DSS is doing. We should see more of that collaboration with the NSA, with the DSS, with the other security agencies. Then locals should be ready, patriotism again, to speak. You see these people, they live among you, you know them. When you see something that will endanger the lives of every other person, speak up and let our leaders abide by what they sign and the oath they accept, that the lives and properties of Nigeria, they are coming in to secure. They should be not saying it. We should see them actually securing the lives and properties of Nigerians. Thank you.
I must thank you too for your comment on the program. This is as much as we can take on the program, the polity this afternoon. I want to thank Professor Amberson for your comments on the program.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And then my friend, Honorable Danjuma, thank you very much
pleasure.
for coming on the program and your forthrightness.
The pleasure is mine.
I want to wish the two of you gentlemen a very nice day.
Thank you, sir.
And, God's blessing in all that you do.
Thank you.
Well, this is where we call it a date on the program. My name is Shegun Ojelade. Join me at 8 p.m. for Matters Arising. And on behalf of every one of us in the studio, I want to say thank you for staying tuned. Bye-bye.